to a very, very special portion of our event. So isa rin to sa pinakaabangan natin ngayong gabi. So we have invited a very special guest speaker to inspire us, to give us a message, okay? So short background lang para sa ating guest speaker, para sa hindi pa nakakakilala sa kanya or walang idea kung sino ang ating speaker for tonight. He is an award-winning entrepreneur and speaker, best-selling author of 10 books including the #1 bestseller Ang Pera na Hindi Bitin, the #5 national bestseller Real Men Are Pogi, and the most recent #2 national bestseller The Happy Entrepreneur. So he is also a co-founder of Salt and Light Ventures and Inspire Leadership Consultancy. He is also the husband of Miriam Quiambao. Okay, so please welcome with a virtual clap, Mr. Ardy Roberto. Okay, so take it away, Sir Ardy. Everyone is
Wow,
very excited.
thank you for the introduction. Kamusta na mga Max International Business Builders? Yes, thank you for inviting me to your very, very special event. And I know it's so special, that's why nagsuot ako ng pantalon. Yan. Ewan ko sa inyo, pero ako nagpantalon ako. Ilan sa inyo nakaka-relate? Work at home kasi, di ba? Pero I am very, very grateful that we can be together like this despite all the challenges and uncertainties of life. You know what? We should be grateful. How about you? What are you grateful for? Or what are you grateful for? So please let me know that you are here, that you are in, you are here and listening and happy and alive. So type your answer in the chat box or comment box. What are you grateful for? Please list down your top 3 blessings that you are grateful for. Okay. And while I'm waiting for your answers, I will share my screen and load my slides. Yeah. Okay. So, do you know why it's important to count our blessings now every day? Ayan. Si Gala, si Phil, Gala, good health and family, good health. And of course, sabi ni Elena, Max International. Sabi ni Samuel, the gift of life. Pressy says, God's love, good health, and family. Wow. So great. You know, when you're grateful, you actually increase your happiness level by 25%. That's what social scientists say, you know. And that's why it's important, because in the midst of negativity, depression, and uncertainty, I really truly believe that the key to happiness and contentment, you know what? It lies in counting our blessings. And when we count our blessings, you know, our hearts become grateful, you know. And you know what also? Gratitude births contentment, and contentment births joy. Yeah. And speaking about birthing, can I share with you what I am grateful for? Naku, ang dami, sila Jackie, very grateful for just for today. Yes. Minnie says she is grateful for her job, her good health, and sharing Max Food Supplements and its business opportunity. Hooray, yan. Ruby says she's grateful for God's love, also the family and Max and friends. Wow. All right. Thank you, Norma, also. She's grateful for a happy family in God's love. Rene Fernandez says he's grateful for today and having a chance to watch and listen to Sir Ardy. Nako, thank you. Thank you, Rene. Best friends na tayo. Tutreat kita for lunch. But speaking about, you know, gratitude, it says here, gratitude births contentment, and contentment births joy. And I want to share with you something that I am grateful for. And of course, I'm grateful for my family. This is a picture of you know, a miracle family, kumbaga. You know, this is a miracle family. You see my eldest son, Joshua, he's a miracle child as well. All right. My miracle wife, Miriam Quiambao. Many of you will say na it's a miracle that I was able to marry her. Aminin nyo na. Aminin nyo na. Kasi pag tumiting kayo sa kanya, titingin kayo sa akin, titingin kayo sa kanya, titingin kayo sa akin, iniisip nyo na, may awa talaga ang Diyos, di ba? Walang imposible. Aminin nyo na, di ba? But you know, seriously, this is my second chance sa buhay, sa pag-ibig. Kasi po, balo ako dati. Kukwento lang ng konti. No? I was a widower. My first wife of 17 years died of lupus. And she left me, and with our 5-year-old son Joshua, and Joshua saw my grief, and he prayed to God, and he said, Lord, please give my dad a new wife. Grabe yung prayer niya. No? And so you know what? Joshua's prayer, it reached to the God of the universe. And the God of the universe, He gave me and my son Miss Universe. 1999 first runner-up. Dapat panalo siya pero wala si Steve Harvey noon. Ako. But you know what? Never lose hope. And when you see this picture, I want you to see and remember this. Never lose hope because God is good. Diba? And then, 2 years ago, Pierre and I were trying to get to start enlarge our family, that sana madagdagan yung anak namin aside from Joshua. And 2 years ago, we welcomed to our family a miracle baby. Yan, si baby Elijah. Of course, you saw him earlier, who was born when my wife was 43 years old. Yan. And you know what? Miriam and I were supposed to be basically borderline infertile, and with only 1 to 2% chance of having a baby naturally. And then she got pregnant naturally pa, and gave birth to Elijah last February 16, 2019. Okay? And so this became our family picture. Yan, the one you're seeing right now. At, as they say, wait, there is more. Because 2 years later, we now have another addition to the family. Ayan. Ito no, bagong baby. Miriam is pregnant again. Biro mo, 15 weeks pregnant, and that is a blessing that I definitely count and I am grateful for. Biro mo, 54 years old na ako. I'm turning 55 next month. My wife Miriam is 45 years old. This will be our third child and Miriam's second pregnancy. Biro mo, by the time I will be a senior citizen, kami ni Joey, my bunso, will just be in kinder. Yun. O no. So, may mga tatanong kung ano daw pangalan, ano daw gender. Yan. Antay-antay lang. We will reveal it, do a gender reveal in our YouTube channel. Okay? But there's one more thing that I am grateful for. Hindi nila alam ni Michelle. The last week, I was really sick. I had a sore throat. I had a fever. I had a cough. So alam mo na, di ba? Kala mo, nako, I was really thinking, I was positive for COVID. Pero I just had a test the other day. Had 2 tests actually. One saliva test. Ganito na yung test na yan eh. And the results came out negative. Yeah. So the only time I'm grateful that I am negative is for COVID. So, when we thank God for our blessings, we vaccinate our minds against anxiety, worry, and depression. And that's one thing that we should vaccinate ourselves. Hindi lang yung vaccine for COVID, but we should vaccinate our minds against anxiety, worry, and depression. Kasi we live in this new world of COVID, di ba? And uncertainty is all around. And so it is so important that we guard against anxiety, worry, and discontent. That research shows that we need to be on guard against attacks on our mental and emotional health, even as we protect our bodies against the virus. In fact, sabi, in this new world, UN warns of a global mental health crisis due to the COVID pandemic. Right. That is the next pandemic now, a mental health pandemic. And people, including children, nakakulong eh. Diba? Nakakulong tayo, nakakulong yung mga anak natin kahit sa school. And this results in depression amongst children as well, as the UN is also now warning us. Kayo, do you know of children who have become depressed since the lockdown? My son, Joshua, he's now in grade 7. Ang dami nagpapa-counsel, ang dami nade-depress. And in fact, my son, last summer in 2020, si Joshua said he was depressed himself. Kasi minsan he would rant and complain, nagreklamo siya, iiyak siya how unfair life was, and he actually had a faith crisis, no? Ayaw maniwala sa Diyos, but one of the things my wife and I did to help Josh was just to love on him, to pray for him and with him and ask him to count his blessings every day, to be grateful. And it worked. So truly one of the best vaccines against depression is gratefulness. So that's what we should be doing. We should be grateful and vaccinate our minds. Vaccinate our minds. And if you agree, you say, yes, I agree. We should vaccinate our minds. Share this with your downlines to be grateful. So, and if we are grateful and vaccinate our minds, we will get through this minefield called COVID-19. In 2007, I wrote a book called The Heart of Healing. It was a finalist awardee for the best inspirational book at the Manila International Book Fair. It's actually been translated into the Russian. It's in Amazon if you want a copy, at least for an ebook. But in one of the book's chapters, I interviewed a friend who was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. Her name's Dr. Aggie, and she was supposed to die in a few months. But today, she is still alive, and she formed a ministry to encourage other cancer patients. And in my book, I want to share with you, this is what she said about the power of gratefulness, right? Sabi niya, as I walk through my difficult cancer journey, I learned precious lessons on focus and response. Okay, remember that, focus and response. Sabi niya, God reminded me that while He chooses my life's circumstances, I get to choose my response. Wow. Because no, sabi niya, I get to choose my response. Whatever your circumstances, you get to choose your response. Furthermore, Dr. Aggie says, I have learned to focus on my blessings, not on the cancer. I switch my focus from my body aches to savoring the rest and comfort of being close to family and friends. Diba? My cancer journey was a good break from the busyness of life to thank and be grateful to my God for my family, my wonderful husband, children, and friends. In closing, sabi niya, Thanksgiving is a healing balm on my body and soul. And that's why I want to start this talk just by reminding everyone to be thankful, to be grateful. It's one of the biggest things that you can take away from this talk. Yan. Intro pa lang yan, ha? So again, how are you choosing to respond to your circumstances today? Please type in your answers in the chat box, okay? How are you choosing to respond to your circumstances today? Type it in the chat box and I'll be grateful for your responses, all right? So let us choose to be grateful. Yan. Diba? Sabi ni Dr. Aggie, many cancer patients die of depression, not cancer, because pain is inevitable, but depression is optional. Wow. Depression is optional. If you want to get a copy of this book also, The Heart of Healing, for maybe for your customers, for your clients, and for yourself, it's also on Amazon as an ebook. Or later on, you know what? Oh, I will announce pala. You know what? I will give away the 3 copies today of this book. Put in the chat box if it is your birthday today. Lagay mo sa chat box pangalan mo tsaka date ng birthday mo. Kung hindi today, the closest, I will give a copy of this book, The Heart of Healing. Okay? So just put in the chat box if it's your birthday today or this week or next month. Paki-type na sa chat box at our Max International staff will see and tell me later kung sino yung tatlong yon. Alright? Alright. Yan. Oh, April 3. Sige. Okay. Okay, baka mayroon ba March mas malapit. Okay. Ayan. Okay. Yun. And then also, I choose to be grateful. That's it. Also, if you can subscribe also, you can visit my YouTube channel, Ardy Roberto TV. And I have a video there called How to Be Happy Again. Okay, on my YouTube channel. Share with people who are depressed. And aside from that, if you leave a comment and subscribe, I will send you also as well a free copy of an ebook called Living the Full Life. Ayan. Okay. O meron na, si Lerma, April 30, medyo Rene, March 4. Okay, Rene Fernandez. Birthday ng misis ko. Pwede ba yon? Okay, we'll see. Si Rosalinda Lim, birthday, happy birthday anyway, but happy birthday tomorrow, Rene, to your wife, Isabel. And Rosalinda, happy birthday to your daughter yesterday, March 2. Oh, Max Associate din daw siya. O sige, qualified ka na, Rosalinda. And sige na nga, Rene, I will give your wife a copy of this book. Okay? Kasi, believe ko sa'yo, ang mahal na mahal mong asawa mo. You know what? I love to give opportunities to give. Ikaw, how about you guys? I love giving people the opportunity to learn, to laugh, and rethink their life through my content, whether it's books or talks like this or via video or via YouTube. All right? You know why? Kasi I'll share you a secret. Huh? You know, always give yourself opportunities to give and be generous with your time, your talent, and your treasure. Always be on the lookout to give. give love and help to your friends, family, the community, and of course, your clients, your customers, and you will be much, much happier. Di ba? Sa Max International, di ba, you are giving people an opportunity for a better life, di ba? So dapat hindi tayo mahiya to keep on sharing this opportunity. Now, I just want to share with you, how many of you here are married? Okay? How many of you here are married? Can you say, yes, I'm married? Put the date of when you were married. Kung sino ang pinakamatagal na the longest, kung sino dito ang pinakamatagal na kasal, na married, or baka meron dyan mga silver, or I don't know, maybe golden. Yan, si Mark, 22 years. Okay, yan. Sabi mo kung kaya pa hindi na tayo compute. Yan, 1985 pa si Samuel. Okay, yung pinakamatagal na tatlo, I will also give another book. Ayan. Hindi lang yan, pero meron pa akong ibang libro. Ito, Money and Marriage. For the top 3 who've been married for the longest time, I will give copies of this book, Money and Marriage. Ayos ba? Ayan. Always look for opportunities to give. Do you know what? Okay. Thank you. Dami 36 si Norma. Okay. Mimi, hindi kasama single na 32 years. Okay. Nothing's impossible. Okay, may kilala ko. Baka pwede kita pa-blind date doon. Okay. Si Del, 46 years. Ayos. Wow, meron bang 50 years dyan? Okay. But you know what? Doon sa mga married, I want to give you another secret, okay? I want to give you another secret. You know the secret of the longest lasting marriages in the world? This is based on research, hindi to opinion ko. According to research of those who've been married for the longest time, actually there is a couple from India who's been married for 92 years. Biro mo, 92 years. They're both 115 years old. Okay? Ito, according to research, this is a secret. Okay? Can anyone guess? It is a secret to being generous, okay, in your marriage. Sabi niya, there are 3 words that you need to be generous to your spouse para tumagal ang iyong marriage. Can anyone guess what those 3 words are? Put in the chat box. What do you think are those 3 words? Those 3 words that will make your marriage go long and long hanggang 50 years, 75 years, more than that. Okay. Ayun, I love you daw, sabi ni Minnie. Faith, hope, and love, something that you say. Okay. Pressy says, I love you. Okay. Puro I love you, no? Pwede. Pero that's not what the research shows. Medyo ito, si Elena nakuha niya. Yun. You know what the research shows? The secret to the longest lasting marriages are 3 words. It is, I am sorry. I am sorry. Yun, bonus tip lang yan for those who are married. Ang mga lalaki, remember to always be the one to say sorry first. Okay, even if you think you're right at wala kang kasalanan, mag-sorry ka pa rin. Okay, buti kasi wala dito si Miriam, kaya masasabi ko, sorry Boss Joey, kasi si Miriam right now as I speak, she's also in her own event, 7:30 to 9 o'clock. Kahit gusto niya mag-hello, next time na lang. Maybe you can book her for your next meeting. I don't know, but yun, promise. I really tried my best. But you know what? Kwento ko sa'yo the other day, actually the other week, Miriam and I were going to our condo sa BGC kasi meron magre-rent. So we were preparing it for rent. So we left our house. Dito na kami sa Cavite, sa may Bacoor na masarap ang hangin. And nasa may EDSA na kami. And then she said, oh no, yung susi. Naku, naiwan niya. Tapos sabi niya sa akin, sorry siya, pero sabi niya, you forgot to remind me eh. Ako, gusto ko nang sasabi ko, nako. So I swallowed my pride and I said, sige na nga. Sorry ha, nakalimutan kong i-remind ka na dali yung susi. Ilan sa'yo nakaka-relate mga lalaki, no? So my lesson for that day, if your wife forgets something, it is your fault, mga lalaki. You did not remind her. Diba? The customer is always right, diba? So always say sorry, guys, and your life will be happier. Diba? Happy wife, happy life. Pero one thing is for sure, I am not sorry that I am here because we are going to have a good time learning together. Yan. May natutunan na ba kayo? Intro pa lang yan. Mga kapatid, are you ready to learn? How many of you have learned something already? O yan, bonus na yan ha. Okay, sarap magkwentuhan, di ba? So, let us start by reviewing the past year. Okay, this very, very challenging year. Sabi nga ng Time Magazine, biro mo, 2020, the worst year ever. Bakit the worst year ever, di ba? Nag-start, Kobe Bryant, January, namatay sa helicopter crash. After that, in the Philippines, Taal volcano erupted. Okay, many of my businesses here in the South were affected. Oh, pero tuloy pa rin ang mga kasal, no? And then, yun, COVID came to our shores. And how many of you were thinking na yung lockdown would probably last for maybe just a few weeks, na sandali lang ito? Ha? Ilan sa inyo? Say me. You know? For many, akala ko rin, sandali lang yung lockdown, sandali lang tong COVID. 3 weeks lang yan, at most few months, tapos na yan. No. Even, hindi natigil, no? Even the Japanese, thought that canceling the Olympics was unthinkable, but it was canceled last year, di ba? And I was talking to one of the Olympic committee, sabi niya, hindi pa rin daw nila alam kung this year matutuloy. Many uncertainties. Even marriages were uncertain. Nagkaroon na ng COVID divorce trending, all over the world. And of course, recession. Especially here in the Philippines, we are officially in a recession. And we were to think the economic star until COVID-19 came. Diba? Pati nga, Victory na nga pangalan nila, di ba? Nag-lay off pa. Philippine Airlines, garments makers, all industries were affected. In fact, the DTI reported that 26% of Philippine businesses are closing down. And that's why you should count your blessings. Say you are in a business where you can offer opportunities, economic opportunities for people whose businesses have closed down. Okay, and I know that in the industry here in direct selling, a lot of the companies are actually growing. And I'm sure Max is growing as well. Ako, I've had a lot of my businesses close down. I was very heavy in franchising of different brands, from Potato Corner to Go, etc., Henlin, and milk tea. Ang dami kong negosyo. Siguro I had 17, 18, 19 stores. Aside from that, I had a training business called Inspire. I was doing Airbnb with our condos, and I had a company called Flipside, which does artificial intelligence. And we had a company that also provides homeschooling curriculum. So yun, medyo nagpatok. Pero after the pandemic, the lockdown that was kept on extending, all of these businesses, that mostly 18 stores that I had to be closed down. So I was thinking and reviewing my life, after all of these businesses closed down. Challenging, di ba? We live in uncertain times. So my question is, and it dovetails with this talk, the question is how to be successful during times of uncertainty. So to be successful and continue to be successful, what are the top 4 leadership qualities that you need during times of uncertainty? And I've done the research, and it's not just something that is of my opinion, okay, but it's something that I saw from a survey, okay. And I'd like to ask you guys, what do you think? What do you think people need most from leaders during times of uncertainty? What do you think? Can you put in the chat box 4 qualities that you think na kailangan ng mga tao natin, your downlines, the people that you lead? What do you think are the 4 qualities that they are looking at you, their leader, to possess? Mindsets or qualities. Can you list them down in the chat box? All right. Okay. Faith, hope, kindness, and patience. Thank you, Minnie. All right. Yes, that's very true. Okay, there are no right or wrong answers, but I want to share with you the results of the Gallup poll, right? Okay, Liberty says patience, acceptance, and change. Elena says, we still need to be efficient or competent and understanding. Yes, that's true. Okay, yes. Ayan, sabi ni Gala Diaz, you need to be positive, hopeful, prayerful, and true. Thank you very much for sharing. Boss Joey, napaka-interactive ng ating mga distributors, ang ating mga business builders. Ano? Wow. Filura says you have to be hopeful. You need to stay positive, but not for COVID, but stay positive mentally, right? Grateful and prayerful. Ruby says you need to have love and concern, yes, for your people. Okay, may I share with you the results of a global survey that was done by a respected survey firm called Gallup, a management consultancy firm called Gallup. Okay, you know, according to their survey of 10,000 employees and people, this is what followers need most from their leaders during times of uncertainty and times of crisis. Yan. Four things, sabi dito, people need compassion from their leaders. They need someone who is caring, loving, who will even offer friendship. Number two, trust. They are looking for leaders who they can trust, people who are honest, who na may isang salita, okay? Who keep their word, who have integrity. Okay? And yun, hope. They are looking for a leader who can give people hope. Di ba? Hindi yung leader na wala na tayong pag-asa. So let's just close. Hindi. They are looking for a leader who has faith in the future, can provide direction and guidance, who can give hope. And lastly, they're looking for a leader who will support them, okay, by being competent and excellent, who will provide strength and stability. You know, those are the four things. And that's what I want to talk about to you in the remaining time that I have, or the remaining 20 minutes that I have, okay? So, first what I did was I transposed, para madaling pantandaan, no? I transposed these four qualities, compassion, trust, hope, and support, into an acrostic called life. So for compassion, love. For trust, it is integrity. And for hope, it is faith. And support, it is empowerment. So that spells out life. In other words, you as a leader need to lead with life if you want to succeed during this time of the pandemic, of crisis and challenges. Yeah. All right. Are you ready? So we need to lead with life in times of uncertainty. And I'm going to share with you quality number one, which is lead with love. Lead with love. Wow. Yes, lead with love. How many of you, okay, how many of you are stressed? Okay, one of my favorite authors and speakers, Simon Sinek, said, you know, working hard for something we don't care about is called stress. But working hard for something that we love is called passion. So may I ask you, anong meron kayo? Do you have stress or do you have passion? Hopefully, when you're working here on your business in sa Max International, you have passion. Okay? Don't complain, ako, nakaka-stress naman tong business to. No, you make a choice. Love is a decision. Decide to love what you're doing. Whether this is full-time or part-time, make a decision to love what you're doing. Yes. Okay, how many of you say yes or amen? Put in the chat box, yes. You know why? Because look at the alternatives. You can work somewhere else, like in this company that is looking for professional underarm sniffers. Yan, gusto nyo magtrabaho dyan? May opening po dyan sa nasa upstate New York. So count your blessings. Yes, everyone's saying yes. Yan, okay. Was Joey, ah? Oh, everyone's saying yes. You know what King Solomon said? He said this, to enjoy your work and accept your lot in life is indeed a gift from God. Yan, to tanggapin natin yung trabaho, itong trabahong binigay sa inyo dito sa Max International. This business that was given to you, it is a gift from God. You know, love your work, love the products that you have in Max International, love the customers that, and you know, just love. Love is a choice, I said, diba? Choose to love your work and choose also to love your people. Okay? Choose to love your work and choose to love the people that you are leading, your downlines. Okay? Diba? Pero baka meron dyan nagtataka, teka lang, Sir Ardy, negosyo pa yung pinag-uusapan natin dito, di ba? Bakit love ang subject natin? Wala naman Valentine's dito. What does love have to do with it? Sabi nga ng kanta, di ba? Ano namin ni Sir Joey yan. Okay. Do you know that what is trending right now in business is this. It is the love mindset. It is love leadership. Okay? Business leaders are now saying that we need to lead with love and kindness rather than fear and terror. Oh, sabi nga ng tiga Yahoo, sabi ni Tim Sanders, okay, love is the killer app. Love will be your competitive advantage. So first, of course, make sure you love what you do, find purpose in it, embrace that purpose. And when you do that, you'll be more energized. You'll be more infectious. Your clients, your customers will notice it. Yung mga downline you will notice, wow, napaka-passionate, okay, ng leader ko. Right? And love the business that you're in. Love the people. Sabi ni Tim Sanders ito, the most powerful force in business isn't greed, fear, or even the raw energy of competition. Okay? The most powerful force in business is love. Okay? That is from a business book. Wow! Sabi pa nga niya, love is what will help your company become stronger. It's what will propel your career forward. It's what will give you a sense of meaning, which in turn will help you do your best work. This was for me an eye-opener. And ito sabi niya, love is the selfless, this is his definition of love. Love is the selfless promotion of the growth of the other. Okay? When you help others grow to become the best people that they can be, you are being loving. And as a result, you grow. And di ba that's what you're trying to do in your organization? You are trying your best to promote the people who are under you. Okay lang kung malampasan ka, di ba, na maging diamond builder sila and whatever is the highest level. You want that to happen. And that is love. It is the selfless promotion of the growth of the other person. Wow. Question, do you love your downlines? Do you love your leaders, your uplines? Do you care about their promotion more than yours? Are you helping them grow? Tinutulungan mo silang mag-grow and to become the best people they can be? Yun po ang pagmamahal. Yeah. Yes. Yes daw, sabi ni Liz. Yes daw, sabi ni Ruby. Yes daw, sabi ni Elena. At sabi ni Rafael, sana all. Sana all nga magmahal. Di ba? I want to share with you, my latest, sabi nga ni John Maxwell, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Totoo, di ba? Totoo yan. My latest book is this, itong The Happy Entrepreneur. I hope you get a copy. It's also available online on Lazada or Shopee. Published by ABS-CBN Publishing or Books. Bukas pa ang ABS-CBN Books, ha? Okay, hindi nila kailangan ng franchise. But this book, it has and features the stories of happy entrepreneurs na hinahangaan ko, kagaya ng the late John Gohongwei, Paolo Tibig, and Dylan Wilk. At marami pang iba. Kilala niyo ba si Dylan Wilk? How many of you know Dylan Wilk? Okay. Kung hindi niyo pa kilala si Dylan Wilk, Dylan Wilk was once the UK's 9th richest under 30 years old. He came from a broken and poor family, but then he got a small loan from the government and started a computer gaming company. Later on, it became so big that he sold it for, I think 85, 100 million pounds. Huh? But, this is the but. He was very, very unhappy. Hindi siya masaya. Malungkot pa siya na ang yaman niya. At many nights, he could not sleep. He didn't have peace. And one sleepless night, he got up and he shouted to God. Sabi niya, God, Lord, why did you make me rich? Nakaka-relate ba kayo mga Max International Distributors dyan sa cry na yan? Diba? How many of you have said, Lord, bakit mo akong ginawang mayaman? Ewan ko, hindi ko ba nasasabi. Sabi nga kanina, sana all, di ba? Sana all, right? In the chat box, your reaction to that, sana all. Ako, sana all. Sabi ko kay Dylan Wilk, di ba? Laking problema nun, di ba? Tanungin mo ang Diyos, why did you make me rich? But seriously, it was eating him up. Hindi siya mapakali. So, Dylan Wilk went on a search for meaning and peace. He traveled all over the world. Africa, India, Southeast Asia. And he went to the Philippines and yun, he found Gawad Kalinga, and he found purpose and meaning, not just by funding the projects that he he sold one BMW. Yung isang BMW niya was able to build 150 houses in Gawad Kalinga. Tuwan-tuwa siya. So he sold all of his cars, he gave his money to Gawad Kalinga, he volunteered. And yun pala, meron palang purpose why he went there, because ayun pala, he would meet his future wife there, the daughter of the founder of Gawad Kalinga, Tony Meloto. He met Miss Ana Meloto. And they got married. And later on, they had this idea to form a new company called, ayun. So many of you have met him. Si Samuel has met him personally. Yes. Julie, yes, why not? Invite him here. Okay. Okay. Yes, they formed the company Human Heart Nature. How many of you are familiar with Human Nature? Human Heart Nature. Okay, I've used their products. I am not an endorser, but believe ako sa kanila. They are a very, very kind, loving company founded on Christian values and love. In fact, they have a no firing policy. Walang masisibak. Bakit? Kasi ang isip nila, hinire natin tong taong to eh. So kasalanan natin kung hindi siya mag-workout kasi either hindi natin na-train na mabuti, or we put him in the wrong job. So they have a no firing policy, and they love their people so much that they pay them very good salaries. A starting salary of a janitor in Human Nature is 20,000 starting salary. Okay, no one is resigning from Human Heart Nature. No wonder, di ba? Dylan says, don't be afraid to love your people because love keeps on coming back. Agree or disagree? And I had him in my book launch. Okay? Etong sabi niya, believing in the poor works, not giving up on the poor works, loving the country works. Our business is built on genuine caring, and it works. So my encouragement to you is build your business there in Max International on genuine caring and love. Okay? Sa Tagalog, anong tawag dyan? Anong tawag dyan? Malasakit. Love your downlines, love your people, love your customers. And this is what I recommend that all of us do starting yesterday. Love your clients, your customers, by caring for their own growth, not just your downlines. Malay mo, yung mga customers mo maging downline mo, di ba? Work your tail off for them. Be that 1% who goes the extra kilometer for the customer. Be in constant contact, always communicate with your customers. Hindi lang pa naghahabol tayo ng volume during the month end. Remember their names, remember their likes, remember their struggles, send them books, emails, articles. Alam mo, the research firms Innovate, this is what they said. Okay? Sabi nila, okay, a big percentage of customers leave because they think that you don't care about them. How many percent do you think that is? Okay, put in the chat box whatever you think that percentage is. Ano sa tingin yung percent? Liberty, okay? Rafael, ano sa tingin yung percent ang umaalis na customer because they think you don't care? Wow, Rafael says 100%, 90 according to Liberty, Mark says 70, Minnie says 60. All right? Okay, medyo malapit. It is between Mark and Minnie's answer of 60 to 70%. In fact, 68% of customers leave because they think you don't care, na wala kang pakialam. Nang habol mo lang sa kanila komisyon. Okay, let us change that. Let us care about our customers, and they'll be your customers for life. In fact, you can create customers for life by treating your customers like they are your family, na parang pamilya mo. Dapat ganoon ang trato natin sa kanila. In fact, in my book, I have a book called S4. Ito. Ayan. S4 means Success Secrets of the Sales Superstars. It's available at the Direct Selling Association of the Philippines. In fact, DSAP is the one that published this book. I have some copies here. If you want me to sign them, you want to order, just message me on on Facebook or YouTube or wherever, and I'll send you a copy. It's only 250 pesos. But in this book, I share the 14 qualities of what makes a successful direct seller and network marketer. And when I interviewed these 14 top earners all over the country, one of the things that they said that was that they were very generous with their time, with their customers and clients. They were very generous. They cared for them. They even, some of them even offered to pray with their customers. Grabe, no? They even sent them books. They would send them food on their birthday. They asked them, how can I pray for you? They even asked, oh, kamusta ka na? How are you? How is your business? And when a customer said, okay lang ako, actually, naghahanap ko ng tutor para sa anak ko. Or may kailangan ko ng bookkeeper para sa negosyo ko. The sales superstar, helped by looking and referring a tutor or bookkeeper to that customer of theirs. And guess what? That customer became their customer for life. So here's the key. Love and care for your customers so much that they want to be with you the rest of their lives. And they will do the selling for you. Diba? Endless referrals nga tawag natin, diba? That's what we want, word of mouth. Na pag tinype na, pag crowdsource sila sa Facebook, say, I'm looking for someone who will supply me with health supplements. Diba? Your customer will be the one to type your name. That's how you beat the competition. So that's the first key, and I spend the most time on that because that's the most important. Choose a mindset of love. Don't look at your clients as a commission check or number. Look at them as family, care for them, love them, and they'll want to be your customer for life. And the second is very, very important as well. And this is about your personal branding. It's something so important to make you or break you. And as mentioned, it's integrity. Lead with integrity. Do people trust you? In times of integrity, people will look for people. In times of uncertainty, people will look for people with integrity. Because the principle is this. Remember this. People would rather do business with those whom they trust. Yung people that na may tiwala sila. They want to do business sa mga taong may tiwala sila with whom they know will keep their promises. Okay? Yun. So, they will look for people of integrity. Who would you rather do business with? Someone who keeps his word and promises, or someone who breaks his promises? And that is the whole basis. Integrity is actually the whole basis of customer or service excellence 101. Yung upod, naalala niyo ba itong upod? Upod is this. Ayan. Kung di nyo pa naalala to, upod is to under-promise but over-deliver. Do not break your promises ever. Just like in parenting, when parents break their promises and with their children, their kids become bitter and resentful. And guess what? What happens is when you break your promises with your children, they get bitter. And just like with your customers, if you break your promises with them, you say, oh, deliver ko to on this day, but you don't. Oh, I will get back to you about your question on this, but you don't. They become embittered and they want to break up with you. So remember the formula for success in hard times and good times: under promise and over deliver, because the best kind of marketing is word of mouth. And if your words outdo your deeds, you won't have credibility. But if your deeds outdo your words, you will have integrity. Yeah. So under promise and over deliver. Third, so far we have two leadership qualities, diba? Love and integrity. And now for the third is key, and that is to lead with faith. Okay. I'm not talking about religious faith. I'm talking about faith in the future, faith in your goals and dreams. Question, what kind of leader would you rather follow? One who is optimistic or one who has faith? And by the way, what is faith anyway? Diba? Faith is this, being sure na sigurado ka of the things that you are hopeful for. Not knowing something is real even if you don't see it. My mentor once said that the best leaders are dealers of hope. Ayan. The best leaders are dealers of hope. And hope means helping other people every day. Galing, di ba? You need to display faith with your goals. And what are faith goals? Okay, yan na. Are you setting goals or dreams that can inspire you or can inspire your downlines? One of my mentors, Dr. John Edmund Hagay, he passed away recently. He would always say to us, his mentees, he would always say, attempt something so impossible that unless God is in it, it is doomed to failure. In other words, make a goal so big that if God were not part of it, whatever your faith is, it would fail. And that is faith. That is faith, my friends. So my question to you is, what are your goals for 2021? What are your goals for 2021? Have you had the faith to write down your goals? Okay. You know why that is important to write down your goals? Because a Harvard study said that 84% of graduates, this is in college level, have no goals at all. They did an experiment. They did a study. They found out that 84% of graduates have no goals at all. 13% have goals pero hindi nakasulat. It's not written down. And only 3% wrote down their goals. 10 years later, they followed these same people. And you know what? The study showed that 10 years later, the people who wrote down their goals were earning how much do you think they were earning? Times what? Times 2, times 3, times 4, times 5? Put in the chat box. How much do you think they were earning more? Huh? Minnie says 5 times more. Mark says 3 times more. Jackie says 5 times more. Good guesses. Ayun, tumpak si Norma. Those who wrote down their goals were earning 10 times more than those who did not write down their goals. Wow. And ito pa, people who wrote down their goals were 42% more likely to achieve them than the ones who didn't. And you know what? Telling a friend increases this rate by, hindi ko na papatagalin, 78%. Biro mo, if you share your goals that you've written down with your downlines, with your uplines, with your mentors, the success rate increases by 78%. Wow. Galing, di ba? Ay, so what is keeping you from writing down your goals and sharing it with your friend? Galing, di ba? Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, so we're down to the last point. We're down to the last point, quality number 4. Okay, make sure that you have goals, that you've written them down, and that you share them with a friend or mentor. Quality number 4 is empower the people that you lead. Okay, don't do everything for them. Don't present for them. Isang tawag lang, naka-apat, 5, 6 beses na ikaw pa rin nagpre-present. Empower your people to lead. And, how do you empower them? By coaching, equipping, and most of all, expecting excellence from them. Yes, very simple. Expect excellence from your people and you will empower them. Anong ibig sabihin? I have a scientific evidence for this. And social scientists, they call this the Pygmalion effect. Narinig niyo na ba to? Pygmalion effect. Ito yung tinatawag na self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay? Self-fulfilling prophecy. Ito, may mga negative examples ako dito. Ewan ko, tatandaan niyo pa nung araw, nung mga bata, at least ako, nung bata ako, barkada ko, tumatakbo kami sa kalye. Takbo kami, takbo. Tapos may maririnig ako dun sa isang bahay. Hoy, hoy, hoy! Madatapa kayo, madatapa ka. Yung mga lola, mga nanay, hoy, madatapa ka. Ano nangyari? Ayun, nadapa nga. Sabi nga hindi nadapa. Ganun din po sa negosyo. If you expect, you have low expectations of your people, they will go to that level of expectation. One of my mentors in business, 25 years ago told me this. Sabi niya, you usually get what you expect. Because, in any business, your expectations at the start of a venture, even for yourself, if you expect yourself not to succeed, you will rise to that level of expectation. Your expectations at the start of a business venture will determine the outcome of that venture. You know who told that to me? My mentor at that time, John Maxwell. I hosted John Maxwell in 2004. I organized a big a seminar. It was my first big step as an entrepreneur. I was in my 30s. I booked Araneta Coliseum with my partners and PICC. It was, it was the largest leadership conference that was ever staged in the Philippines with over 18,000 participants. That was our expectation. And I had expectations that we would succeed. That was my expectation. Even though we had never done it before, I expected that our team would sell out all the tickets and seats for those events. And you know what happened? That's what happened. We lived up to our expectations. We worked hard, we promoted it, and that is what happened. We lived up to our own expectations. Expect big things for yourself. Expect the best. Prophesy big things for yourself. And that is what happened. In fact, there were too many people na sobrang stress kasi naubusan kami ng mga seats, naubusan kami ng pagkain, the registration system just overheated. But that's another story. But my point is this: set high expectations for yourselves. Even after that, nanalo kami ng Entrepreneur of the Year. So the greater the expectations, the better the performance. This is what the Harvard Business Review says. It's called the Rosenthal effect. That's what they call it in business. So people will live up to our expectations of them. Okay, it's amazing. It's amazing. Do you expect excellence from yourself and your people? You cannot exceed expectations if you don't set any expectations. So expect excellence. What are your thoughts and expectations of your people? Diba? Yan ang tanong. Ano ang iniisip mo? Ano mga expectation mo sa mga tao mo, sa mga downlines mo, or sa sarili mo? Do you expect them to be just average? Or do you expect them to be excellent? Okay? Yun. Parang ano lang yan eh. It's like climbing Mount Everest. Okay? And I'll close with this. Are you expecting at the back of your mind, Mount Everest is your goal? Okay? But at the back of your mind, are you expecting na, okay lang? Alam mo, taas masyado ng Mount Everest eh, pero yung goal na yan, lalagay ko, pero kagaya ng mga sinet ng mga goals kanina, wow, sarap sana sumali dyan. You get to go to Taiwan and all these places. You say to yourself, okay lang, pag makaabot ako sa gitna, or, you set your goal for diamond, pero okay lang sa akin kahit gitna lang. You know what you're doing to yourself? What you're targeting the middle of the mountain. Okay? Sinasabi mo, makaabot lang gitna, okay na yan. And what they call middle of the mountain? Literally, middle means midi in Latin, and mountain is ochre. And that is where we get the word, tanan-tanan, what? Mediocre. Sa Tagalog, yung pwede na. Yun, tama, mediocre. So are we Pygmalioning ourselves to reach the middle of the mountain to be mediocre? Hindi pwede ang pwede na sa negosyong ito. Condition and expect yourself, train yourself to get to the top all the way, and bring your people with you. Bring your people with you. Expect excellence from them as well. So I have good news for you. You have a choice. That is the good news. Starting today, you can choose life. Starting today, you can choose life. You can choose to reach to the top, not just by yourself, but with your people. And you can choose life. You can choose to love the work, the business that you have dito sa Max International. You can choose to love your people, to love the work. You can choose to have integrity in this business. Integrity, with the promises that you have given your people and your customers. You can choose to have faith in the future, to have faith goals so big that it is impossible without God. And you can choose to expect excellence and thereby empowering them. And when you do that, when you choose life, you, my friend, mga kaibigan ko, you will be successful in pandemics or out of pandemics, in certainty or in uncertainty, in good times and in bad. If you choose life, love, integrity, faith, and excellence, you will fly and you will be successful. Promise. So I want to thank you so much, Max International, for just listening to me. It has been such a blessing. I am so grateful for all of you. So maraming salamat po, and God bless. choose life.